This is Kal Kat, the Kal Katster, and this is a brief review of the Orville episode 4, If the Stars Should Appear, the Kal Kat episode of the Orville, which aired as number 4. Very cool, because it's the Kal Kat episode. Of course. No, it isn't really. It's not one that I wrote, but I didn't write any of them. But it very much was very much like something from Adam and Browne, or maybe even, Orange Cards or whatever. Yeah, it was an episode that was about Orville encounters a generation ship, bioship adrift in space, and the bio generation ship has people on board that are a theocracy that have apparently forgotten they're in a ship. This kind of thing is very common in sci-fi. The theocracy group is also a dictatorship, so they're like assholes. And basically, they shoot one of the characters, torture the wife character, do all kinds of nasty things to them. But our heroes manage to prevail. Spoilers. Anyway, so yeah, this is a brief review. But if you're interested in such stories of Generationships, the classic Trek episode of For the World is Hollow and I've Touched the Sky, very similar. Kind of the Way to Eden a little bit too. The Next Generation did one that was about Masterpiece Society and some other things. They also had a Voyager episode where they encountered a group bioship of reptile people in one episode. They're distant origins. So they've done something like that before, but actually this type of sci-fi goes back to the beginnings of sci-fi. If you have a generation ship that's traveling subliminal, it's going to take forever. Right? In fact, if they built a spaceship now, with our current technology, it would be a generation ship that would travel for thousands of years, because they don't. This was popularized by Robert Heinlien short stories, Common Sense and Universe, which was For the World is Hollow and I Touched the Sky, basically. So yeah, they've done that. Also, as of yet unpublished story that Mark's Cards and I have been working on for years, a colony story that we've been talking about since college, that was completed recently, about 2 years ago, but it's still sitting around. It's a stoner comedy, but it's in space and they don't realize they're on a ship. Same idea, generation ship heading toward a planet. It's a generation ship story with a theocratic sort of police force going around and stuff. Overseers and stuff. Overlords and things. So yeah, we've done that. So cool episode. 45 minutes episode, but for Orville here, for the stars. And although it's not really one of mine, it would be an episode I would have written. I would have made it a two-parter, and I would have explored all of the internal workings, but in this case, they made it a one-parter. Next week's episode, Bria is... we can finally reveal a little bit about the Charlize Theron one that's coming next week. That's the one that was directed by Jonathan Frakes. There was a little bit of a preview during San Jose Silicon Valley Comic Con. So Jonathan Frakes said he was going to direct an episode of the Orville. That's coming up next week. So also he directed an episode of Discovery. And also, Red Letter Media has done a Discovery episode thingy. That's the Star Trek, the new Star Trek. Also, I haven't given away all of it. If you want to watch the episode, when it's on demand. I suppose they'll be asking, well, how come you have the Orville, but you don't pay for Discovery? Well, actually, the Orville comes with our cable package. It's on regular cable TV, so we're able to watch it on Fox Channel 2. So it comes with the cable package. It's one of the regular channels, which CBS should do with this other one as well, and then put it on their on-demand thing. Actually, we don't get it on Netflix. It comes up on-demand on the cable provider. Get to see the Orville. And, Mark's Cards night. But in Hawaii. Mark's Cards is in Hawaii. So anyway, so and I'm here, not in Hawaii. Yeah. So Orville. So cool. Yeah. This show is yeah. So except we get it over here. So I'll just review the whole series because I figured, they'll probably cancel it before too long. And I also watched the last 10 minutes of Gotham, in which they finally show, spoiler, the Batman. Well, pseudo pre-Batman. The Batman. He kind of looks, yeah. Well, that's different though. The Batman. It's kind of funny that the Orville is basically what would happen if Henderson from Starcrackers and his wife Sarah Janali had a series with their ship, and they're both kind of jerky. That would be like that. That would be the Orville. So yeah, but yeah, and he does. Yeah, so cool. Anyway, this is probably my longest review. Anyway.